Welcome to another video in this series, and today we are going to start or explore Azure Front Door. This is the very first video in the series, and today we will try to understand what it is and how it helps us. It will not be a big video, but it will cover the basic concept which is absolutely necessary before you tie yourself up and start talking with your customers and convince them what is the right choice for them, or start implementing without knowing why are we implementing it, how this will help us. All right, so let's get started. So what is Azure Front Door? As of now, if you're following the series, you already know it is a load balancer layer 7 global, right? So if we define from Microsoft documentation, it is Azure Front Door is advanced cloud content delivery network designed to provide fast, reliable. These are very important points because these are the points that we are going to explore, which will help us understand why exactly we are using it, how it is helping us. So the CDN designed to provide us fast, reliable, and secure access to the applications, whether it's static, dynamic, web content globally. So by using Microsoft's extensive global edge network, that is very important. Global Edge Network, Azure Front Door ensures efficient content delivery through numerous global and local points of presence, strategically positioned close to both enterprise and consumer end users. So, to make sense out of this definition of Microsoft documentation, I'll show you right here. This is what I was reading, right? So, let's decode this. All right, so let's suppose because it is global load balancer as we have said. So let's suppose we have two locations. Okay, let's call them, one is, let's suppose, is US, another one is Europe, or maybe India or Australia, doesn't matter, right? Any two different region, you can call it region 1 or region 2. Okay, now we all know all the regions of Azure is connected through the Microsoft backbone network, right? So all these networks are connected through Microsoft backbone network. All the regions, right? All those data centers. Now, if you remember, we were talking about the edge location, the POPs, when we were learning ExpressRoute in the same series. So they have those locations from where they can connect their express route. They have their CDNs. The locations where are the joints, meet me locations, right? They're different kind of locations around. Now, this front door that we are talking about when we were explaining the definition, it uses Microsoft extensive global edge networks. So these are the edges, right? These are the edges and these are connected to the Microsoft backbone. So if you need to go to the Microsoft network, we go through these edges, right? These are the point of joint junctions, meet me location, point of presence. So all are these are the name of all these points. Point of presence, meet me location, edge location, all representing this. So what is happening here? When we create the front door, what happens? It is more or less, just imagine, picture it in your head. Okay, there is a front door, there is a door. There is a door. Okay, this is the front door. There is a door, and this door will help. you achieve the nearest edge location. So this is just for the imagination. Okay. So what front door is doing when we try to explain this, when user access something, because we have enabled front door, which means these two regions or the resources that we are running, the applications running here, applications are running here. We want to balance the load between these two applications, and these two applications are the backend of who? Backend of our front door. Okay, what is happening here? These are the backend. These two application, right? This is the backend. I'm just representing here. Okay, these are the backend of the front door. Now, how to reach to this particular application? That's our point. We want to reach here, right? So when user try to access abcxyz.com, whatever, through front door, I'm just showing you here. Because we have front door, we will reach to the nearest edge location. As we reach the nearest edge location, the beauty is we are in the Microsoft backbone network. That is the intra network of Microsoft, which is going to be very fast, low latency. Right. So this is what the definition was saying by using Microsoft extensive global edge network. They have like 120 or more than that location, such locations in 50 odd regions that they have the presence in. It's like huge. Let me try to show you. If they have mentioned somewhere, this is what they are representing here, front end contoso.com, and that's how they are reaching to different regions through the edge locations. But I was trying to explain so that people can relate it and understand it. 118 edge locations across 100 metro cities connected to Azure using private enterprise grade WAN and improve latency for the app up to 3 times. So this is what it is doing. All right, so let's get back to our Azure front door. So whether you are delivering a content and files for developing global applications, let me make it clear here, for global apps, right? Not apes, apps. Right. So whether you're delivering content or files or developing application or APIs, Azure Front Door enhances your experience by providing high availability. Okay, it also provides high availability, reduce the latency. Okay, reduce latency or fast, and improve security no matter where your users are located. It is more or less like if you are an India user and you're trying to access a US website, you will go to the India POP location rather going directly to the US. So this edge helps us this way as well. So let's try to explore it further. Let's understand how does Azure Front Door ensure high availability. We need to understand these things so that we can actually relate, understand whether our application needs these things, whether our application need these things on a global level or not. So high availability. Let's try to explain. As you can see right now, front door, we have backend between the two regions. If one region is down, it will divert the request to the another region. Right, so global load balancing, it distributes traffic across multiple backend servers or regions. So if one server goes down, traffic is routed to another healthy servers. How come it knows that this is healthy server and this is not? Because there is a, if you are guessing health probe, then you are correct. Health probes will let the front door know where to send the traffic. Now, if a region goes offline, let's suppose this is goes offline, front door directs traffic to another available region. Because of health probes, it knows where to send the traffic. Now, the most important part is we understood the edge piece, but there's two small things or two really important things we need to explore. So we'll start one by one. The very first thing, how does Azure Front Door reduce latency? Right? We understand it goes to the back end through the edge location. But how exactly these things happen? There are multiple edge locations where to find how it gets that information. So that information we need to understand because it supports something called uh, any cast routing. Yes. User connects to the nearest edge location. Nearest edge location, avoiding long distance network delays, like not connecting directly, or this edge location of if this is US, somebody's trying to access to the US, so the that location, okay. And it happens because of any cast. Microsoft has because Microsoft has many edge locations, many data centers, right? We understand the architecture as of now. So when a user makes a request, Azure Front Door finds the this front door finds the closest available location to send their request uh, in the into the Microsoft backbone, rather sending to that particular region directly, right, over the internet. So that's how it works. So instead of you can understand this, instead of restaurant from another city preparing your meal, you get it from a nearby branch, making a delivery much faster. Right, and because of this anycast, the public IP of the front door is published in all the edge locations as well. So, but front door will let you know which is the nearest edge location for you and open the door for you, front door for you. All right. So, just like restaurant sitting here, branch is here, same way the front door works, right? Now, this is the one piece. Now, another piece is it also utilizes split TCP acceleration, which means breaks the connection into two optimized parts, reducing the time it takes for data to travel. Wouldn't make much sense, but now it will. Okay, so some internet connections uh, can be slow because data has to travel long distance. Okay, for example, we have to reach here. There is somebody. Okay, here, like this region, somebody here. So it will go the entire like this. Okay, all right. So some internet connection can be slow also because data has to travel long distance. But what does Azure Front Door does? So when this, so if you're using front door, it will split the connection into two parts. Okay. The first part of the connection is from user to the nearest Azure edge location. Okay. It will be the nearest edge location. Let's suppose this is the nearest. So this is one TCP connection. All right. Okay. And the second part of the connection is from the edge location to the actual backend server. Let's suppose this is the backend server. There is one connection from here. So they are splitting the TCP. All right. So this will make it happening, really interesting. We will dig little deeper anycast and split in the next video for sure, because in this video we are just trying to understand all these P's and front door, why we use it, how it helps us. So for this, you just need to get this understanding. It's going to split the TCP from user to the edge location and edge location to this backend server, and that's how it makes it very fast, right? Then apart from this, there is something called, because it can also, we started saying CDN, content delivery network, which means cache it can cache the data. Okay, so frequently accessed data like images, videos, web app pages is stored on edge location. Okay, reducing the need for a request to travel all the way to the backend. So if user requests the same content repeatedly, Azure Front Doors copy of stores a copy of it in different location, not in one. Like if the user gets to this location, doesn't mean only this location has. It will replicate to all the locations. This reduces the need to fetch the data from backend server every time. And instead of fetching the same images, videos, web pages from the backend every time, it delivers them from nearby cached copy. Rather than coming from here, it will come from here, right? So reduce the path. Okay, because if the request goes here, it will go there again to the backend. It will ask for the data, then data will be fetched by from the database, then application will share the data will go back. But now data is stored there, right? You take this example. Think of YouTube videos. If a popular video is watched by many people worldwide, YouTube stores copies in different locations so user don't have to load it from the main server each time. For example, there is something that you're watching, people are watching a lot of video, so it's going to store there in cache. So rather than loading from here, moving all the way around, it will be stored in all the edge locations because the algorithm knows this is the video that people are going to request again and again. Then we need to see, oh, we should write here one important point I think we missed, scalability, right? So this front door will give us all those things. We talked about high availability, fast or reduced latency through TCP, IP, and caching. Now scalability. So Azure Front Door automatically scales up when more users visit your website and scales down when traffic is low, so you don't waste resources. So just like any other PaaS services or cloud native services, it has inbuilt scalability to work as per the request grows or reduces. So how does it work? If more users visit the site, it adds more backend servers, right? If traffic is low, it reduces resources to save money. So that's how it works. Simple like any other scalability thing. All right. Then how does front door ensures reliability? Well, we all understand what is reliability. We have talked about it many times, how reliable your website is. For example, if this user, let me change the color, trying to connect to this particular server, whenever this guy accesses, it should reach here. If you are remember, we talked about this feature many times, session affinity. So ensures user consistently connect to the same backend for a smooth session experience, right? So you have that session affinity so that your user is like we can rely on session affinity that this guy will connect to this server whenever it needed if application is as such, which usually we don't, right? And front door has performance based routing as well, so it routes requests based on the real time performance data, ensuring user always connect to the fastest server, which means reliable, right? And it uses Microsoft backbone global network for faster data transfer instead of relying on the public internet. Okay, it's not going through public internet, it will go through the backbone. All right, so we understand this piece as well because we are learning front door step by step. Now, fast response time. How does Azure front door make application faster? Well, we have understood these points already, but I think we have more points to talk about. So these points you have already understood apart from caching as well. Right. So there is one more thing. It chooses faster route based on the network congestion and server performance. So front door has something called intelligent routing. Okay, we should make it black. So because it has this feature called intelligent routing, so it chooses the fastest route based on network congestion and server performance. So these are the feature of front door. This will help you to make fast response, right? Optimize the speed. Now, because if you remember when we were going through the first video, application gateway, we talked about front door is like a big brother of application gateway. Application gateway does things in the region, but it does all those things plus something more on global level. So SSL TLS we talked in detail. Same thing, everything is same in that, nothing changed, but it supports that. So it decrypts encrypted traffic at the edge location, reducing the workload on the backend servers. You can do end to end or as you wish. So it has that feature. You can utilize this. All right, it has almost all the features of application gateway. So we're gonna just name them maybe in next video. Here we're just trying to understand what it is and why should we use it. Global apps. So these things, it will provide us all these things. If our application is global, we want these features to be embedded in our application. So of course, we gonna need front door. And the most important part, it's layer 7. So if we want these feature and want to load balance on the basis of layer 7 requirement, then of course go for it instead of traffic manager, right? We'll create a video, the criteria to find out which one to use, right? I think we have done it in the past as well, but maybe that was old. Anyways, let's complete this one. Security. As we talked about app gateway, big brother of app gateway. So app gateway has WAF. Similarly, front door supports web application firewall, which protect against those OWASP. The last video talked about firewall, all the features of firewall. It protect against SQL injection, cross-site scripting, a lot more, right? And it also support DDoS on layer 7. For layer 3 4 you need to, you should go ahead and enable it. So what is DDoS? Automatically mitigates large scale attacks that try to overload your website. We have done a video on DDoS where we cover DDoS in all detail if you like to check on the on this channel. So a attack happens when a hackers flood a website with fake traffic to make it crash or slow down. Azure Front Door stops this before it happens. Okay, it is like a lot more requests will come. Dang, dang, dang. So many requests will come. But because of WAF, we have WAF here, right? We have WAF here. So only authentic request will pass. They're like billions of requests came, thousands of requests came, only one passed because rest were the attack, DDoS attack, fake request. So it detects unusual traffic spikes and filters out fake traffic before it reaches your servers. It provides the bot protection, detects and blocks malicious bots that attempt to scrape data or perform fraudulent activities, like all those features we talked about WAF in the previous video. Just go through that video if you like again, then of course, or if you have not done it, please do so that you can know you'll be aware about this WAF. All right, and what else? We talked about SSL, TLS. We did talk about. I think we are done. We have covered HA, fast, reliable, secure, latency, scalability. Well done. So if you have a global application that you would like to run in multiple regions and you want these features in your global applications, you can simply rely on front door, balance the load between the regions with the help of Microsoft Backbone, utilizing the functionality of Edge, caching, SSL, TLS offloading, WAF, intelligent routing, Anycast, split TCP/IP, and a lot more. We'll be exploring Azure Front Door in next video as well. There's so many things we should be talking about it. So Azure Front Door ensures your web application runs smoothly, securely, and efficiently for users worldwide. Whether you are running an e-commerce platform, a corporate website, a video streaming service, or maybe a SaaS application, Front Door provides the performance, availability, and security needed to deliver the best user experience. Well, thank you for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.